Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. So in today's video, we're going to be finishing up the last few runs of my 6,000 resin worth of farming the brand new domain, the Lost Valley. Hey, so post-editing I Win to Lose here. I wanted to clarify a couple of things. This was done on the media server, which is provided to many content creators, including myself and many others that you may watch. So unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, none of these artifacts are making it to my main account. Despite that, I found it still worth doing all this farming for you guys, and I also found it rather informative to see one anecdotal example for the quality of artifacts that you might get after spending 6,000 resin here. Anyway, back to pre-editing I Win to Lose. Now, in case you're not aware, the Lost Valley is this new domain in the Chasm area, and it drops the two new artifact sets, the Echoes of an Offering, as well as the Vermillion Hereafter. And we're going to see what artifacts I managed to get after 6,000 resin worth of farming. So let's actually go ahead and do a couple runs of this dungeon. I'm going to show you the strategy that I've been using. Now, of course, you know, I'm a whale. My account is very different from your account, yada, yada, yada. But you can just see, you know, just simple strategy that I'm doing real quick. And after, you know, I guess I show you guys this run, but basically write an E into Sayu Dash. And because the snake robot likes to burrow a lot and I don't want to worry about that, I just do this, you know, use Zhongli's Petrification, and then write-ins first to do a quick cleanup. Now on average this takes about 21 to 23 seconds. So not including the Mora that you use to enhance artifacts, 6,000 resin is roughly 1 month's worth of resin. And just purely spent on farming these artifacts. Now, we're going to take a look at them, and, you know, I've done obviously quite a bit of enhancing already, because in order to farm that many times, I ran out of artifact space pretty quickly. So we're just going to take a look at the new ones that I got, as well as the current ones that I have level 20. Hopefully, the last few runs managed to get an upgrade, but personally, I doubt it. All right, so here we have the goblets. Unfortunately, we only have this goblet that is actually good. That's also an elemental goblet, but you know, I'm not going to bring that up to 20 in this situation. But let's take a look at the timepieces. Hopefully we got an attack percent one with double crit, and sadly, it does not look like it. Yikes, big yikes. So this is the only attack percent one that I have. It's got 24% defense. If we actually sort it by attack percent, we can take a look at the ones that ended up getting holy cow. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So out of 40, we got 7 out of 40 attack percent timepieces. Yeah, pretty unfortunate, and this one is, man, really bad, honestly. But anyway, let's go ahead and I guess take a look, move on to the feathers. We'll see if we got any worth. Oh, okay, that one's nice. This one might be an upgrade, and we've got a couple worth bringing up to level 4. Let's bring these ones up to level 4, and that one is definitely not worth keeping. Okay, we have this one as well, also worth bringing up to level 4. Going for that, you know, juicy double crit, and unfortunately that is not a good one either. Let's see, we have this one. We will also bring this up to level 4 real quick. Prepare to be disappointed. I am disappointed. And last, oh, we have another one worth bringing up to level 4, so let's go ahead and do that. And flat HP. Now, this one from earlier, double crit and attack percent. If we get energy recharge, or I guess even HP percent, is tolerable. Alright, this is a tolerable artifact for Ayato. Now, not if it keeps rolling into HP percent, that would be quite the tragedy. Yeah, yikes. So in case you don't know, Ayato's thing does scale with HP percent, but like not very well, right? Like the amount of damage you gain from HP percent is pretty marginal. And oh my gosh, absolutely horrific. Even this one is better at this point than this one, most likely. Like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad. Let's take a look. All right, we got another double crit flower. So out of all these flowers, actually, yeah, I'll provide a summary in a bit after we finish enhancing this one. All right, pretty solid artifact, all things considered. You know, roughly 30% total crit stats, which is not bad. Our crit value is, I believe, the metric that kids nowadays use. Now, this one is actually, unfortunately, not an upgrade. Yeah, so we didn't get a single upgrade to the previous pieces I had. Now, if we do kind of a quick summary, we can see here that I got 4 double crit flowers out of all of these. For those of you that want to count, go ahead and count. For the feathers, I got 2 double crit ones out of all of these feathers. Yeah, another tragedy. And here we have literally a single attack percent timepiece that has double crit, and big yikes, you know, that's some terrible rolls, unfortunately. Goblet wise, we only got this one as a usable elemental goblet, but it's also useless on Ayato. And finally, we have this absolutely terrible crit circlet. So yeah, sadly, this Ayato's artifacts are a bunch of hot garbage. If we look at this, we can see, what is that, 42 times 2, which is 84, plus 113.5. This has a crit value of 197.5% for an entire month's of farming this domain, which is 6,000 resin worth. Now, that's of course, you know, you're free to play and yada yada, and you already have the Mora. Anyway, let's actually take a look at the other artifact sets, the Vermillion of whatever. I think Xiao has, yeah, the current pieces that I have equipped. So let's see if we got any upgrades. Okay, well, that's off to a good start. And let's see any of these pieces worth double or bring up to level 4. Sadly, no. Okay, we got this one worth bringing up to level 4. Just kidding, we brought that one up to level 20. And we have this one also worth bringing up to level 4. Just kidding. That is, I mean, I guess it's not absolutely horrific, right? But I think this one's probably better still. Okay, let's take a look at the timepieces. Ideally, an attack percent timepiece, and unfortunately, we did not get that attack percent timepiece. Take a look at goblets. 1 animo damage goblet, really. Anything else is kind of copium. I mean, you could consider using an attack percent one, but yeah. I mean, okay, sadly, let's bring this one up to level 4. Okay, so no upgrades to our currently existing Vermillion Hereafter set. Why don't I actually just bring this one up to 20? 21% crit damage, it's usable, but unfortunately, compared to the current animo damage goblet, it loses quite a lot, right? So it's not even worth switching, because replacing one of the other pieces in comparison... Oh, you could replace this one with an attack percent one, which would be kind of a big deal. Especially some of my attack percent timepieces, which are actually pretty nice. So yeah, actually I'll do that. I'm gonna switch this out and then give him an attack percent timepiece. And let's take a look at his stats. All right, so let's give him also the PJWS. Okay, so this artifact set, 27.2 times 2 plus 161.7 ends up being 216.1% crit value artifact set. This also has no energy recharge, which is actually pretty tragic. So maybe the other combination is actually better, which I had this, you know, pretty solid energy recharge timepiece, and then we use animo damage bonus instead. And here, you know, okay, so it's a little bit better. Let's take a look at the crit value, which ends up being 220.1% crit value with a lot of energy recharge. Now, of course, he's lacking a lot of attack, so you may want to pair him up with Bennett in this case, even with this artifact set, which is the Vermillion Hereafter. But yeah, so there you go. I did get much better luck with the Vermillion Hereafter, with about 220 CV in comparison to Ayato's, which was around 200 CV. So yeah, pretty unfortunate, unpleasant. 1 month's worth of resin for a free-to-play player. Worth of farming. So there you go, just an idea of what you can kind of expect I mean, you guys have been playing this game for a while. Let me know your experiences with farming these artifacts. What do you think about the quality of Ayato's artifacts after a month of farming, assuming you had the resin, or assuming you had the Mora for it already? Okay, so many of you guys may have been curious to see how that cryo goblet turned out. And here it is. It actually turned out insanely well. It's better than any cryo goblet I have on my main account. Although, you know, that's debatable. I actually did get a really nice cryo goblet for the Blizzard Strayer set, so because it's on set, I would say that one's a little bit better. But yeah, this is an amazing off-piece cryo goblet. Of course, right now, there is no character that can really capitalize on this artifact set bonus very well. You could argue maybe a character with Constellation 6 Shenhe and Chongyun, but, you know, yeah, I don't really... I'd say it's really not that recommended to use currently, but again, this is on the media server, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so I won't be seeing this artifact on my main account, but yeah, for those that were curious, here it is. So one more point I wanted to make before wrapping up this video is you can take a look at those artifacts that I showed you earlier, like the Echoes of an Offering, and compare them to the existing artifacts that you currently have. Like, for example, the Echoes of an Offering really has a lot of overlap and functionality with the Gladiator's Finale, right? Especially for the characters that you currently would want to use the Echoes of an Offering set on, minus Yoimiya, right? Minus Yoimiya, but everyone else. So in this case, like if we look at my Gladiator set, we can see that it has 234-ish crit value in comparison to the previous Echoes set, which was around 200 crit value, and that was an entire month's worth of dedicated farming. But you can kind of take a look at your own Gladiator set or your own whatever artifact set that you're planning to use on whatever character, like for example Kamisato Ayato, or if you're farming the Vermillion, your artifacts on Xiao. And then you can kind of decide, hey, do I really want to spend a month worth of resin for a pretty small upgrade, even if the crit value ends up being the same as your existing set, right? So just to give you guys a little food for thought and a little bit to think about when it comes to deciding what artifacts that you want to farm. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.